have some? It's very neat.
They're not as fancy as your glasses.
Oh, you're too kind. Oh, and fancy in a different way. Here, should I take this off? No, it's okay.
When I came yesterday, I just entered and I told him that it looks like it's a museum piece. And by brand name is also Eyewear Museum?
Titanium Museum. So the idea is we want all the pieces to feel quite special and like unique artifacts or specimens. So we're making them in very strict limited numbers.
Okay.
They all have different hand finishes. So for example, here you have, this is all done in Japan.
Okay.
But it's the paint, it's a little bit like horn or some natural product, but this is actually titanium.
Okay.
But we try to make it look like it's been buried in the ground for 3,000 years, or each one is quite different as well. So the patination will come out different on each one we make.
These screws on the top, it looks really beautiful.
Yeah, this is actually a very modular design. So you can, the idea is we can easily replace the whole arm, change it for another color, replace parts. We can have this made out of different materials.
Okay.
And it allows a more modular manufacturing process, as well as it creates a kind of character behind a brand. One of the things I do is we put on these very big screws here, which it looks a little bit like a T inside on some of the thinner pairs. But this is so not only the customer can tighten it, but as a designer, I've spent many years trying to hide this screw, make it as minimal as possible. And instead, when we started this brand, I was like, I want to do something different. Let's turn all the things that we usually hide into very big features and make it deliberate. So the nose pads are very big, which incidentally makes it a lot more comfortable. Because the glasses are quite heavy as well. Because they're so heavily made, they're carved from titanium. So
it looks like it's made out of cement, concrete. It looks like.
This is actually a type of paint they use in Japan on the elevators and under bridges and things. It's architectural paint, which means it's slightly flexible, which is quite good. So you can adjust it. As an example, before it's been painted, it's like this.
Oh, wow.
And then sometimes we paint it with this kind of paint. It's like a mineral paint, like I said, used in architecture. And sometimes I like leaving it just plain and metallic. But we developed our own springs inside to make them very strong. So this makes it more comfortable. In fact, we're beginning to realize we don't need to put the bend here anymore. We can just make it more straight to be more comfortable and fit more heads. So we started this project. My business partners were like, we want to do a titanium brand. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, you see it at Silma, there's so many titanium brands. I've been a designer for 10, 15 years, and they're all good. They're lightweight, they have something, and I was like, well, let's try and do something completely different with the material that people haven't seen before. And I think that's what I hope we've achieved. So yeah. And basically, I wanted to make I don't know how legal it is to say this, but I wanted to make like a gentle that was really nice quality. Yeah. Because I wear Gentle Monster glasses sometimes. I like them. But the quality is very good for the price.
Correct.
But I think, they probably wouldn't be able to do this.
I was about to say that. They can't add up all this with a spring in it.
And it's quite expensive as well, Arms being repairable. I mean, the problem with a spring is a spring can break. Yeah. So that's why we made it so the arms can be, at least we can quickly repair it, an optician, by changing the arm. And then we can take the spring out of the factory and fix it, if it's worth doing. So we're trying, those are the kind of problems we're working for as a company now, is how to make it, affordable and workable for a customer and an optician. But I don't know, I'm hoping, I've worn these all day and people say, oh, they're quite heavy, you couldn't wear them. But with the very big nose pads, they're comfortable. We've solved the problem, even though they're quite heavy. And if you wear a pair of Jacquemus March, for example, they're heavy, and they actually are not always comfortable either. But the celebrities wear them, lots of people love them. So I'm hoping we can be like a metal version of that. It's a slightly different brand vibe, a little bit more Japanese, a bit more, I don't know, industrial Northern European or something like that.
Great. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for your interest.